everyone. Good morning. How are you? Great. Thank you for joining me today. So we are going to be learning about 3 basic emotions along with their extremes. So we have a couple of different exercises to help us learn these different emotions. And our first set is going to be angry and furious. So we have angry and furious. So can anybody give me some words to describe angry? How do you feel when you are angry? Yes, great. You are mad and upset. Yep, something has happened and you are upset. How about furious? Yes, you are very angry. Something really bad has happened. That's right. Definitely more extreme than angry. So to show you the difference between these 2 words, I have some visuals. I'm going to show you a set of pictures, and I want you to tell me if you think the person is either angry or furious. So let's start out with this guy. What does he look like? Yes, he definitely looks angry. He's not smiling. Definitely not. Now let's see, what about this lady? That's right, she is putting her fist through a computer. She is obviously furious. That's right. Let's look at this lady. Her arms are crossed, right? She's not smiling, but not as angry as the other person. She is angry, just angry. And let's take a look at this guy. That's right, he has steam coming from his ears. He's clearly very upset, so he is furious. And lastly, let's look at this baby. His fist is up. He looks like an angry baby, that's right. As opposed to this baby, eyes wild, mouth open. Yes, this is a furious baby. Good job. So our next set of words are going to be tired and exhausted. Tired and exhausted. And how would you explain you would feel if you were tired? Yes, absolutely. You were drained. And how about exhausted? Yes, completely no energy. No energy. That's right. So definitely more than just tired. All right, so to explain this, I'm going to have you guys break up into 2 groups, so you 3 and you 3. And I'm going to have you make a list of things that make your group tired and your group exhausted. So you'll have 2 minutes to make a list, and then at the end of this 2 minutes, I would like each one of you to write down this sentence. Blank makes me tired, and blank makes me exhausted. So obviously you would fill in the blank with one of the words that you came up with that pertains to you, and then we'll share. So an example of this would be someone who said, driving makes me tired, and running a marathon makes me exhausted. All right, so our next and last set of words are going to be happy and delighted. Happy and delighted. Again, how would you describe happy? Give me a couple of words. Glad, definitely. Good, absolutely. And how about delighted? Great, overjoyed. That's a great example. Or great, absolutely. So to show this, I'm going to have you guys break up into groups again, but your partner is going to be the person across from you. You will each get a slip of paper which contains a situation or a scenario. You will read that situation to your partner, and the person across from you will have to act out how they would react in that situation. Then you'll guess if that person is either happy or delighted. So, for example, this person would read out, you just got married. And then this person would act out, woo, oh my God, delighted. And then they would decide whether she was delighted or happy. All right, so to go over everything that we just went over, let's go over the words again. I'll have you repeat them, so we'll work on our pronunciation of these words. Angry, furious, tired, exhausted, happy, and delighted. And lastly, which one of these columns would you say is the more extreme of the emotion? Would it be column 1 or column 2? That's right. Column 2 is definitely the extreme, while this would be the moderate. All right, thank you very much, everyone. And, do you have any questions before we go? No? Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining me, and have a great week. All right, so this is really difficult with not having anybody actually here. Definitely feel a little foolish. So the techniques I used are going to be, I tried to hit all 3 of the types of learning. So I used visuals, hands-on for kinesthetic, auditory for, speaking, conversing, and actually saying the words. The students utilized vocalizing as well as writing. I utilized group work along with individual work. We all use synonyms here. I tried to demonstrate eliciting. It's a little bit difficult because nobody is here to elicit to or elicit from. Overall, I definitely taught word scales, as in we were looking at the differences between 2 words that had just a slight difference in meaning. I modeled, and then they created a dialogue, so that's definitely a little bit more of a meaning-focused output lesson. For each one, for angry versus furious, I used a visual technique, and scaffolding. I used simplified language, visuals, and it was obviously a participatory learning process. For tired versus exhausted, I used a sentence completion technique, as well as more group work, so participatory learning. And for happy versus delighted, I did some language learning, tried to do some eliciting with the kind of more acting, and asking for the concept of the questions there. And the last 2 activities were communicative language learning, where they tried to use the terms in a real-world situation. So there you go. Sorry it was late, but I hope you enjoyed.